Okay.
Yeah, we're here. We're back. Good times. Good times.
It makes me, I just was reminded of NPR hosts. Yeah, hi, here we are. We're at NPR. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, and today,
I really treasure your thoughts. I do. I
and
do.
today, and today we're going to talk about how to order from a menu correctly. Not really.
Not really. Well, we're going to give you some
No,
instructions.
no, we're not. We're going to tell you how absurd it is when we go to a restaurant. We think we're very simple people with simple tastes, but we're not.
Well, we know that that's not true.
Well, I know I am.
No. So, when we go to a restaurant, is in the United States, they are very accommodating.
And on occasion, we are in the United States.
Well, anyway.
I'm kidding. We live there. For those of you who don't know that.
But when we go to a restaurant and we're looking over the menu and we order, the waiter will come up and say to Steve, "What would you like?" And I'm like, "Okay.
You
Are
don't
ready
know
for
what
this?"
you're in for.
So what do you...
And okay, just I have when I was a child, I think I had, what is that called? Texture aversion. I just some stuff I couldn't eat, but I will just a quick
Sorry.
rundown of what I don't like. I hated onions. I hated broccoli. I hated cauliflower. I hated green peppers. I hated sprouts.
Mushrooms.
I hated mushrooms, mushroom soup, kohlrabi. For those of you who even know what it is, I don't know. We had it growing in our garden.
It looks like a spaceship, so I
It
don't
does.
eat it. I don't like it either.
And I hated liver, and I hated any kind of organ meat, kidneys. My father loved it. Tripe, kidneys, brains, sweetbreads.
Your father
bone.
did make entrail soup. It was very disgusting.
I mean,
It smelled like a urinal.
tongue. I was not a fan of cow tongue. Can you
Still
believe
not
it?
really.
I know. So anyway, so now I've gotten to like some of those things. I like grilled onions. I love red and yellow peppers. Love them.
Yeah.
I can eat more fish. I was not a seafood fan. Not that we had it all the time, but
Yeah,
I
but
just-
seafood in upstate New York probably was not fresh.
probably not. Well, out of the lake, there was pike. If you like pike and trout, there you go.
There you go.
So now we try and do gluten-free, dairy-free, cilantro-free. What else free are we
Well, Steve has some dietary restrictions.
doing? Issues.
Or I call them issues, but we say restrictions because it sounds so much better. So when
I'm
we
on I was going to say a health-restricted diet.
well,
Does that make sense?
when we go out for dinner at our favorite restaurant, I'm sort of flinching because Steve says, "I'll have the hamburger, but I don't want the bun. Are there onions on it? Because I don't like onions. And could you do this as a different side? And if cilantro's involved in it, then I can't eat anything. You pretty much should kill me." And then the waiter will say to me, "Okay, I'm writing this down. I'll probably get it wrong and you'll probably die. Ma'am, what would you have?" And I'll say, "I'll have a glass of wine."
And a dry crust of bread.
I'm just too afraid because you know that waiter goes back in the kitchen and said, "These people are crazy. Let's spit in their food." I would probably spit in your food.
What? I don't get the spit in the food thing. I mean, I do, but it's just like, who's got time for that? I thought it's a good luck charm.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Well, my thinking is if they can live with it in their mouth, I suppose I can live with it.
I don't
in
want
mine.
to talk about that. That's
All right.
really disgusting. See, I do have some issues with, I don't like to eat bread. I mean, and we're really trying as older people to control our weight and not eat wheat because,
To control ourselves, not really.
well, okay.
Okay, we're not trying to control
So,
ourselves.
I mean, I eat as gluten-free as possible. But Steve is the one who is just ultra picky.
a very sensitive man.
He's like, on the menu, "I'd like the pasta with gnocchi. Does that have flour in it?" And the waiter's like, "I have no idea." Could you check on that? Because I can't have flour. So if you could go back in the kitchen and find out, and I'm like, it has flour in it. Okay, move on to the next. Do you have gluten-free pasta? We do. Well, what's in the sauce? Is there flour in the sauce? Because I can't do that either.
Okay,
And it's like,
I'm not like that.
you are, you
I'm not
are.
like that.
The waiter goes in the kitchen and says, kill these people now. Let's give him something poison. Let's give him bread with ground glass in it.
With finely ground glass, it'll be fine.
No, it won't. It rips out your intestines. Your intestines.
I mean, intestines.
It's not good for you. It's not good. So now, if you're probably not picky like we are, and if you're younger, you can afford to
We
eat.
weren't picky when we were younger.
Well, we didn't know about the gluten thing.
Well, no, that's not true. Anne was, you were really into the health food co-op.
Yes.
And we had blue corn chips before anyone
Right.
knew
Well, back in the
there
80s,
was such a thing.
I was really into the organic foods and the natural foods. My children were horribly embarrassed to bring different food to school in their lunch because, we are nuts. But I mean,
They had blue corn chips
They did.
in a sandwich bag, and it was just.
and it was
I can relate because we had, when I was a kid, my father used to go to the Army surplus store,
Mm-hmm.
and we for our book bags at school, we had Army backpacks. Now it's
Now
like
that'd be super
the
cool.
height of fashion.
Right.
But we were way ahead of our time.
You
We
lived,
did.
you lived your life in shame. Shame.
But it was just like, really? And it worked, it worked. But I always thought a leather valise would
Ah.
be so much.
Well, and I think that's part of your food issues because when we got married,
Why, I always
and
felt
I actually, well, maybe you're fairly odd.
we're fairly odd parents.
We are. But when we got married, I am a really good cook. Well, at least I think my friends say I am. I
No,
don't
she
say.
was. She was a very
And
good
so
cook.
I was able to get Steve to eat a lot of things that
Well, she made food
For you.
with ingredients that I liked.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't try and sneak onions in or peppers.
wasn't
or,
worth it. No. And we
I'm
lived in
not
Italy too, so we had, the food of the gods to eat that was incredible. And so we started off on a good place.
I guess.
But see, to me, I learned how to cook to make people happy. So
And she made me happy?
I did. So I learned how to cook for him. But I mean, when we go to Italy, which is usually once or twice a year, you cannot tell the waiters how to make the food. You get what you get. You never.
Well, no, let me rephrase
No,
that.
you don't.
You can, but they won't listen to you.
No. Well,
But
no, you don't do that.
It's-
In a foreign country, it's kind of insulting to tell the chef how to cook the food. So when we're there, we choose wisely.
well, I mean,
Whatever
and
that
I
means.
try and do that when I'm here. But I mean, like whenever I order a burger, I always order it without the bun. I mean,
Yeah.
just because I don't want the bread. And a lot of times there's other things that come with it, which I probably shouldn't eat, but I do. So
I don't
you
know.
just have to, think a little bit outside of the box, because there's lots of stuff that is okay. I mean, like even potato chips are fine.
No, they're not. They're fried. You don't eat those. Those are bad.
I thought they were okay.
Bad.
But they're potatoes, not bread.
Yeah, but they're fried in oil. Bad.
Well,
bad.
you don't know that.
Psh, yes, they are. The baked ones are okay. I mean, but we're trying to live a cleaner life. The only thing that I don't really believe in not doing is not drinking wine. I think that's a good thing.
But do you know how good it is for you?
Well, I've been telling myself that for a while. It's really good. So
It is good.
When Steve orders his burger cooked this way with no bun and don't touch the cilantro to it and no onion and no this or that, I'm like, I just want a glass of wine. I can't even eat after what he's done to the food.
What do you do?
What do you do? What have I done?
Now, the one of my favorite foods of all time is roast chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that prevalent here, but in Italy it's easier to find. and
Or
it's
France. France. France.
yeah. I mean, it's just the food's a little simpler. It's not as processed. You know, when you go, you get a salad. You can get. They always bring oil and vinegar. They don't bring ranch dressing
There's
or
no bacon bits of ranch dressing. I'm telling you, there's not that crap.
so.
And if you order that, then I don't want to know you because that's an ugly
But
American.
anyway, it's just kind of funny. So,
But anyway, so for us, and our instructions are in the United States, you can order whatever you want, however you want. But if you go to Europe, you
well,
can't.
is that our lesson for the day?
We don't give
Well, you
lessons.
can. You can say anything you want. Whether they listen to you or not is another story. But I think it's easier over there to get something that's simpler. Would that be true?
Yes.
You know, I don't know. Everything's not breaded and, well, I don't know.
No,
The
it's
last
not.
time we were in Paris, it was terrible, terrible.
The food was really
It was
bad.
just, and you think Paris really? Yes. Awful, awful, awful.
10 years ago, it was amazing. Nowadays, it's hard to find a restaurant that doesn't just cater to
And
tourists
steak
just,
and fries, that's it.
yeah.
And it's terrible steaks, but the fries are okay. But, you know, steak and fries every night, that gets
That's
really...
my point. You just order a glass of wine. Forget the food. Who needs food?
But there you can eat the bread. It's amazing.
That is true. The bread over there, you do have issues with it after a while, but I don't.
It's basically, most of the bread there is all non-GMO.
Right.
And so it's a different...
Just tell yourself it's gluten-free.
Well, no, I mean, I don't try and eat, and a lot of the restaurants in Rome do have gluten-free pizza.
They're
They have
terrible.
gluten-free pasta, but it's
Terrible.
not that good. It's
Well,
not that good.
when in Rome, eat like the Romans.
That's
you know,
what we
in the
say.
United States, we have the
And we
choices.
do like the Romans do, and we eat like the Romans.
We do. But here, I think when we go out for dinner with my daughter and my son-in-law, and Steve's like, "Okay, I'm going to order
And
now."
I'm
they're
not.
like, "Oh."
I'm very pleasant.
He is very pleasant.
Just like, and they're very accommodating. They're used to weird people.
It takes about 5 minutes for you to place your order because of all your restrictions. Now, does that cheese have milk in it? Because
and
if it has
can they
milk
be,
in it,
are they touching? Do they touch?
it's like, I'd like a milkshake. Is there milk in that? Because I really have a dairy-free
And
problem.
I want a salad with no lettuce, no tomatoes, no cucumbers.
Right. If there's any of that in it, I can't eat it. Is there? Don't lie to me.
All right.
Milk products.
I think we've overdone this.
Okay, we've
Are
overdone.
we beating a dead horse? Tell us.
You
Tell
know,
us.
I just read today that somebody is suggesting we'd all be healthier if we ate horses. And I'm never eating a horse. I
Oh,
might have in the 70s in Italy and not known it
Yes.
because that's what they ate, but I am not eating a horse knowingly.
Okay, but you liked it the last time we tried it.
No, I didn't. Okay, so in Italy in the 70s when we lived there, you used to get a product called tortellini, and it was allegedly horse meat. And after I found that out, I'm like, I'm never eating that
It was
again.
delicious.
To kill I'm sorry, horses are like people. You don't eat them.
Cows are like people.
No, they're not. They're cows. They're dumb. Horses are smart. Anyway,
There you go.
it's very special. Thanks. Bye.